Welcome to another Coach's Preseason Show here on Cakeland Sports, brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Kansas, and of course also at OpenSpacesSports.com. We're joined by Matt Smith, the head football coach of the Rawlins County Buffaloes. And Coach, what do you expect this year?
Expect a lot of exciting things from our kids this year. We've got some kids coming back from last year, and just got big expectations for them. All
right, folks. Now, if you want to know a little more about the Rawlins County Buffalo football team, all you need to do is go to OpenSpacesSports.com. Well, Coach, let's talk about this team a little bit coming up. Before we did the interview, you told us you had quite a bit of experience coming back. It's in terms of numbers anyway, 10 guys that are seniors. Obviously, that's where your leadership is?
Oh, absolutely. We had 10 seniors that have put in some time this summer and throughout the past 3 years, and 10 of them showed up this morning bright and early, ready to rock and roll. So it was a nice thing. You know, we have several of them coming back that played key roles for us last year.
When they come into practice on the first day, I think coaches sometimes are a little bit leery about, how well prepared are they? Did they work out during the summer? Were they in the weight room? Obviously, you would know about that. These kids come in prepared, ready to go today, or was that a frustration point for you maybe?
It's one of those things that every year you have kids that are ready, and then you have kids that need to do a little bit more work. And we had some that lost their morning breakfast, but it was a good deal.
I think coaches always kind of enjoy that. I don't know why, but kind of they do, I think. Let's talk a little bit about philosophy as far as what we can expect out of the Buffaloes offensively. Are you going to be conservative? Do you want to open it up and put the ball in the air more than you have or not? What's the game plan?
Oh, heck yeah, 4 wide and throw it all the way down the field, Rich. No, we're going to do the same thing that we've done in the past. I like to control the clock, control the ball. We do have good team speed. We're not overly fast at any one position. But our team speed is solid. I think that's something that we can build on as the year goes. In theory, you'd like to be a 70-30 or a 60-40 type team, and that's always the goal every week. But I'll tell you what, if we can get ahead in the ball game, I'm not one to start airing it out. I'm going to milk that clock a little bit.
Understandable that you would do that. Quarterback, who's your quarterback as you head into camp here that's going to kind of lead this team, because that's kind of what a quarterback does?
Yeah, Maverick Green's back. He started for me last year as a junior, started as a sophomore for Coach Hrenek. But big expectations out of him. He had 1,000 yards last year rushing and right around 700 passing, I believe. And he's looked better this summer when we went to camp. He's looked better even just this morning than he did at the end of last year. So that's a big positive note for us. And he is. Maverick's just a team leader for us, and he gets guys going. He gets them revved up, and we got big expectations for Maverick this year.
What about defensively? How are you going to approach from the defensive side of the ball?
Last year ran a 35. Probably stick with that. Again this year. We do have to replace a middle linebacker and a safety. Fortunately, we do have Braden Leitner back this year, who broke his hand second quarter, first game last year. So he basically missed the whole season. So he's back. He knows what to do at safety. Big expectations out of him. And somebody's going to have to fill that middle linebacker role that we lost from Will Ginther, and we're expecting Jalen Croup to do that quite a bit this year for us. Not the same size, but he brings a different type of play to the field for us.
When you talk about the Northwest Kansas League, a league that I've covered, by the way, for 46 years, it's interesting to me that it's as tough as it's ever been, even though it's 8-man now versus 11-man from years ago.
Wow.
But when I think of Sharon Springs and when I think of St. Francis and you guys and Dighton and then Hoxie and you Oberlin, Joe Dreher are always going to be competitive there. And then Quinter, they've been toward the bottom, but the truth of the matter is they won a state championship not too many years ago. What about this league? Who's the favorite? You see yourself in that role or not?
I think you got to put St. Francis up there to start with. I mean, they won it last year. So right now we're always striving to get up there. Hoxie's got a lot of juniors coming back, a lot of seniors coming back from last year. They didn't graduate anybody. So, those top two, those are probably the top 2 teams that we're going to try to fight for. And, of course, they're in our district. And Coach Dreher over at Oberlin, they got good tradition there and good history there, and they've had some success in the past. And even Quinter, they're getting better. They're getting better. And this league is amazing, because last year you had we just beat up on each other within the league, and that was most of our losses. Hoxie was 6-3 and lost to us, St. Francis, and and Sharon Springs. You know, Sharon Springs loses 4 games. They lose to Dighton twice, us, and St. Francis. So, you know, it's a good quality league. And from top to bottom, you know, it's one of the best 8-man leagues in the state, I believe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And honestly, I mean, 2 league schools in state championship games last year, you know, it's tough to do. So, well, good luck to you here this season for the Buffaloes of Rawlins County High School, and we'll follow you here on OpenSpacesSports.com.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rich.
All right, Coach Smith joining us here. Again, brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Kansas. So long, everybody.